Hi, welcome to Sewing with Sandy. Today we're going to look at 10 new look fall patterns. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the not so good. All right, but before we do that, I just want to show you, this is up on the cutting board. This is a gorgeous cat fabric. It's a rayon, I believe, from Minerva, and that is going to be the jacket for 2037, Vogue's 2037. And I made the crop top on this pattern with a green lame. It's pretty wild. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That one's going on the cutting table this week. So we should have the sew along up for that very soon. So let's talk about new look. What I like about new look patterns is that they're perfect for a beginner. They have a lot of easy patterns. They don't have a lot of fitting. So if you're just starting out sewing and you're not ready to tackle a Vogue project like this, then these patterns are stylish, but have a minimal amount of pieces, and they're simple, they're kind of straightforward. So having said that, let's take a look at what they have. 6785 is a jacket and sheath dress pattern. It even has a little bag to go with it, which is great. A little kind of tote, it almost looks like a bucket bag. The sheath dress is super simple. It's just got princess seam lines, so that makes fitting very easy. It's much easier than trying to fit a bust dart, and it's sleeveless, so that's pretty simple. And the jacket is very straightforward. It's short or long. There's no closures to it, so it's kind of an open jacket. This is a really nice look, and it's a great place for I would say, an advanced beginner to work on something that has sleeves and some princess seams, so there's a little bit of fitting, but yet you can cover it, you know, up with the jacket. And their patterns come in big batch sizes. So this one is 10 to 22, which is great, instead of having to separate, because I'm always in between. Like, some of them go to a 14, some of them go to a 16. Which pattern do I do? Is the 14 gonna, you know, there's a lot of that back and forth kind of stuff. So this is nice where they're all together in one pattern and you can grade them and play along with the sizes. 6786 is a fit and flare dress. It's got 4 different necklines. So once you get the basic dress down, you can change up the neckline and make it look like a different dress. It also has 3 sleeve options. So it has a 3/4 length sleeve, a little puffy sleeve, and it's sleeveless. So you get a lot of mileage out of this dress. Now it's shown here in kind of a taffeta or a satin to make it a little bit dressy. But if you like that retro look, you could do this in a really cute cotton print and it would be adorable, especially with the sweetheart neckline. I think this would be really cute. This is an average pattern. There is more fitting, especially if you want to make sure that the structure of the waist is in the right place. So that's one thing to consider. So for me, it always means shortening it. Some people it's going to mean making it longer, lengthening the pattern. But if that dirndl skirt, that big kind of circle skirt, isn't hitting you right at the waistline, it's going to look a little odd. So there's a couple of fitting issues that you want to be careful about with this one. It also has a little clutch purse pattern and a self belt pattern. So if you haven't tried some of those, this would be something really cute to try. 6787 is a juniors pattern, but I added it in because many of us, not me, but many of you out there do wear junior size clothes. And this one is adult looking, but great for a junior also. So if you have a junior that's learning how to sew and wants something for prom, or you know, something that's really fashionable, this bustier is great. It's adorable. It has boning, so that's a technique that you can add to your arsenal of sewing skills. And boning is not that hard. It's just a matter of making the channels and getting the boning to fit right. So this would be a good garment to practice on because it really is just the bustier. And then it has a skirt with a zip and a pair of pants with a zip to go with it. I'm sure it's rated average. It's rated average and it's made for a woven. So you could do a lot of really cute things with this. And they're wearing those bustiers over blouses and over t-shirts. And so I think if you have a junior that's looking for something that's stylish but simple and the opportunity to learn a new technique. This probably is a really cute pattern. 6788 is a classic trench. It doesn't have a lot of lines. We're working on a Vogue trench coat for the spring that is loaded with details. So if you have intermediate sewing skills, you might want to think about the Vogue trench coat. But if you're a beginner and you want to make a coat, this is it. This has got a very simple collar and it's very straight, but it's got the double breasted and the self belt, so it gives that trench coat vibe. It's a good starter trench coat pattern. How's that? And it says it's average. And again, the sizes are pretty inclusive. It's XS to XXL all in one package. So that's really kind of nice. 6789 is a Chanel style jacket. You know, it's cute. It closes up the front. It has a zipper or a hook and eye, or there's a lot of different options. There's a couple of neckline options. The one they show made up, it's got fringe on it, which is very Chanel. This is really cute. It's a average jacket pattern, so you don't get into all the quilting and weighting details that you would have in a really classic like Chanel jacket. This is a good place to start. Again, these new look patterns are great places to start. If you want to make a fancy jacket and you haven't made one before, this might be a good one to start with. It's lined, so you're learning a little lining technique with this pattern. That's kind of where you want to go with these, right? You want to take these new look patterns as a beginner or an advanced beginner and get started making projects that you can wear in your closet, but that will teach you new skills and move you forward. And 6790 is, again, the same thing. It's a classic blouse. It's got a great hemline. It's got 2 sleeve options and a collar. So you're learning about banding and buttons and collars and cuffs. And I think that this is a good starter, very simple, classic blouse. 6791 is a knit top. This is so cute. This is in my cart. I think I'm going to get this one. It's got that crisscross in the front. Now, certainly I can't wear a belly top. I would make that longer for me, so it would hit me below the waist. And we'll do a sew along with this. I think it's really cute. And it also has one that has these little cutouts here in the sleeve section in the front. I think that would be really cute for the summertime. It's short sleeved. I like it. It's a cute little knit blouse. It's super simple. It would look adorable in a solid. It would look really cute in a print. I think this is one of those blouses that you can have, one of those knit tops you can have in your stash. And again, it's going to be easy. You've got a sleeveless version and you've got a short sleeve version, and sewing sleeves in a knit is like a piece of cake. So if you haven't tried it yet, keep an eye out for this sew along. This will be a quickie because it's just 2 fronts and a back and 2 sleeves. I mean, this is super simple, and we'll get it done wait till you see putting in knit sleeves. You'll be amazed. 6792 is a skirt. You're seeing these super long skirts. The picture of the model is shown in that color block one. I'm not 100% thrilled with that, but the long one with the slit, you're seeing tons of these, especially in denim. They're everywhere. Long skirts, maxi, mid-calf, midi, they're all in this year, and they all have slits, and they're all long, and they're all woven. So speaking of that, we're gonna look at 6793, which is the next one, and that's a satin, long, kind of a slip skirt. They are like on every runway, on every video, in every store. So I am making the long version of this skirt, so I'll have to sew along with this. Again, super quick, right? 2 sides, a band, a zipper. It's not going to take very long. I have a tawny fawn colored satin coming from Minerva to make this skirt in. This will be so cute, and that fawny brown color, browns are one of the colors, and they're wearing them with beiges and whites, and that'll go with just about everything. So this will be a good one to keep an eye out for. 6794 is the obligatory suit. It's a jacket with a pair of pants. I know that people like to wear these. They're still wearing these in the office. And if you do and you want to sew them, this might be a good option for you. You can make this out of a woven or a knit. So you could use a really nice Pontoroma, which is a stretch woven. It's a knit, but it's stretchy, but it's heavy like a woven. So it makes a really nice suit. and it has movement to it, so you're not stuck in like a wool that isn't moving. So, and it's less expensive than a wool, so before you make this up in a wool, you might want to make it up in a Pontoroma. The only thing I don't like about this pantsuit is that the pants are cropped, and I don't think that looks good on anybody tall. And then she's wearing them with straps around her ankles, so she's getting cut all the way along. Now maybe she's really tall and that's okay for her, but if you're short and you have short pants and you have something around your ankle, it just looks too short. And then you have that long jacket on top of it. The proportions are all wrong for someone that is under 5'8". So that wraps up the 10 patterns from New Look for the fall edition. Beginners. They are perfect for beginners and advanced beginners and early intermediate sewists. Style, they have some style to them. They're on the edge of trendy, and they have good, simple techniques. Each pattern like embraces one technique, right? Like the bustier embraces the technique of boning. The jacket embraces the technique of lining. So that each pattern has something that you can work with and learn a new technique to move forward. And they're the kind of patterns that you want to make. You make one and then you make a second one. So you're going to make your first blouse. Maybe it's not the best blouse ever, but these patterns aren't very expensive. You buy a fairly inexpensive material, then you make a second blouse. Now you got it down pat. You figured out how to make the collar work and the cuffs, and everything works really well. The next step from there would be to move to like a Simplicity or a McCall's pattern to give you a little bit more structure and a little bit more oomph. And then when you're really confident, you can move to an indie pattern or a Vogue pattern where there are lots of really interesting, trendy details. So that's kind of the progression from beginner to advanced. And that's not to say that some beginners aren't going to jump into an advanced pattern. I have had plenty of students who have gone from making a tote bag to a moto jacket or a full-on sheath dress, and you know what? They did a great job. So however you want to begin your sewing journey and move it forward is up to you. I'm here to help. Let me know if there's something you want to see moving forward, especially as a beginner. And until next time, happy sewing. Bye.